Dubai's royal family lives a life most people can't even imagine. Think palaces worth hundreds of millions, private islands, and dreams with billion-dollar price tags. But here's the question. How did they turn the middle of the desert into an empire built on power, wealth, and yes, even horses? Stick around, because you're about to step inside a world where luxury and legacy collide, where one family didn't just ride the wave of history, they created it. And before we start, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the rest of this jaw-dropping story. Believe it or not, Dubai wasn't always this glittering playground for billionaires. Not too long ago, it was just endless sand, quiet, dusty, and almost forgotten by the rest of the world. Instead of the Burj Khalifa, there were dunes. Instead of Lamborghinis, there were camels. And the city's biggest treasure? Pearls, not oil. Fast forward to today, and Dubai isn't just on the map, it's rewriting the map. And the mastermind behind that transformation? One man, Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum. With laser-sharp vision and unstoppable ambition, he took the wheel and transformed sand into skyline. Sheikh Mohammed didn't wait for change. He made change. Under his leadership, Dubai went from fishing boats to financial dominance. Wooden dhows became super yachts, and traditional souks were replaced with futuristic shopping malls that feel like they were designed for the next century. The real game changer? Emirates Airlines. While critics doubted him, Sheikh Mohammed launched an airline that would go on to dominate the skies. This wasn't just about moving passengers from point A to point B. It was about flying Dubai's name across the globe. Today, Emirates connects over 150 destinations, making Dubai the ultimate meeting point between East and West. But planes alone weren't enough. Airports matter too. So he built them like palaces in the sky. Dubai International Airport isn't just one of the busiest in the world, it's an experience, where even a layover feels like a 5-star holiday. The message? Dubai doesn't follow trends, Dubai sets them. Every tower piercing the skyline, every dazzling light show on the Burj Khalifa is part of Sheikh Mohammed's vision. He didn't just build a city, he built a global symbol. A place where oil wealth shakes hands with AI, where tradition shares space with innovation, and where billionaires casually sip coffee alongside royalty in air-conditioned lounges above the clouds. Dubai's rise from a forgotten coastline to a global financial powerhouse wasn't luck. It was leadership, bold, strategic, and unapologetically ambitious leadership. And it all started with a dream in the desert, from a ruler who refused to think small, Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum. Today, his name is one of the most respected in modern royalty. But he's not just the ruler of Dubai. He's the architect of its future. With a personal fortune of around $18 billion, 0 cents, Sheikh Mohammed doesn't just lead one of the most ambitious cities on the planet. He steers it like a captain charting a course through uncharted waters. But Sheikh Mohammed's wealth isn't just about money in the bank. His true power comes from the perfect mix of political influence and economic muscle. As the Prime Minister and Vice President of the United Arab Emirates, he sits right at the crossroads where government decisions meet global business deals. And unlike leaders who inherit fortunes and do little with them, he's built an empire that stretches far beyond Dubai's golden sands. At the heart of that empire, Dubai Holding, a global powerhouse. Think luxury real estate, billion-dollar hotels, high-stakes finance, and media empires, all under one umbrella. It's more than a company. It's a living, breathing reflection of Dubai itself. Bold, diverse, and unapologetically ambitious. But his influence doesn't stop at home. Sheikh Mohammed's real estate empire is scattered across the globe like precious jewels on a royal crown. We're talking a $308 million 0 cents penthouse in Monaco, one of the most exclusive addresses on earth, with panoramic views of the Mediterranean, private elevators, and interiors crafted by Europe's top designers. Not a home, a statement, a reminder that the ruler of Dubai isn't just building a kingdom in the desert, he's making his mark on the entire world. And then there's Scotland. Thousands of acres of pristine countryside, dotted with private lakes, hunting grounds, and stables fit for royalty. Add to that a collection of historic manors and countryside retreats in the UK that once belonged to aristocrats. Each one discreetly secured, flawlessly maintained, and quietly reinforcing his global presence. Every property tells its own story, some about diplomacy, others about privacy, all about influence. From the misty highlands of Scotland to the glittering towers of Dubai, one thing remains the same: absolute luxury paired with total seclusion. These aren't just homes. They're strategic fortresses, perfectly placed on the world map. And nowhere is that more obvious than at the beating heart of his royal life, Zabeel Palace. Tucked away behind palm-lined gardens and shielded from the noise of the city, it's more than just an official residence, it's a symbol of power. Imagine golden falcons standing guard at marble gates, chandeliers dripping from 30-foot ceilings, and silence maintained not by staff, but by state-level security systems. Beyond the gates, manicured lawns and Moorish-inspired architecture mix with modern craftsmanship, creating a space that feels both timeless and untouchable. Sheikh Mohammed doesn't just live in these places. He occupies space with intent, making sure every property he owns sends the same message: monarchy doesn't end at a nation's borders. And before the skyscrapers, before the private jets, before the billion-dollar developments, there were horses. For Sheikh Mohammed, horses aren't just a hobby. They're part of his soul. They represent legacy, diplomacy, and global prestige. His love for these animals has shaped not just his personal life, but his influence on the world stage. When you talk about royal power moves, nothing comes close to what Sheikh Mohammed has built with Godolphin, the largest and most elite horse breeding empire on earth. This isn't just some fancy stable. We're talking a global network stretching across the US, UK, Ireland, and Australia. Inside, over 1,000 purebred racehorses, each one chosen like a diamond, trained with military precision, and treated with medical care that would make an Olympic athlete jealous. These aren't animals, they're royal athletes, born to dominate bloodlines and crush competition on the track. And just when the world thought Dubai's ruler had already made his mark, he dropped the ultimate flex in 1996, the Dubai World Cup. Now imagine this. The most expensive horse race in the world, with a jaw-dropping $12 million 0 cents prize pool, held under the glittering night sky at the futuristic Maidan racecourse. It's not just a race, it's a global magnet, pulling in racing legends, billionaires, and literal royalty from every corner of the planet. It's more than sport. It's Sheikh Mohammed's soft power masterpiece, putting Dubai on the map in a way no skyscraper ever could. And make no mistake, this dominance doesn't stop at home turf. Across Europe, Godolphin stables own the spotlight at events like Royal Ascot and the legendary Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe. In the US, they've already made history at the Breeders' Cup and Kentucky Derby, earning respect from the toughest critics in the game. But here's the thing. For Sheikh Mohammed, this isn't just about trophies and titles. It's about culture. It's about a deep Bedouin heritage that's been riding through desert sands long before Dubai's skyline was made of steel and glass. In his world, horseback riding isn't a hobby. It's a rite of passage. But horses aren't the only crown jewels in the Al Maktoum kingdom. Oh no. Step inside the most insane, jaw-dropping car collection on the planet and you'll see what real excess looks like. While the average car guy brags about a few rare rides, Sheikh Mohammed and his son, Sheikh Hamdan, have taken it to a whole other galaxy. We're talking a private fleet so rare, so over-the-top and so ridiculously massive, it makes even the world's richest collectors look like they're just playing with Matchbox toys. In Dubai, excess isn't a vice, it's an art form. And the Al Maktoum garages? That's the Louvre. We're not only talking about Lamborghinis and Ferraris. Each of the more than 100 ultra-luxury and extremely rare cars in this collection is a declaration of strength, patriotism, and technological ambition. At the heart of this fleet sits the Devil 16, a beast boasting an estimated 5,000 horsepower engine. Born in the United Arab Emirates and valued at about $2,200,000, 0 cents. It's more than just an automobile. It's a statement of Dubai's mindset, bold, fast, and built to dominate. But this garage is more than just horsepower and price tags. It's a space where innovation and tradition live side by side. Gold-plated SUVs and Bugattis, some adorned with falcon insignias or bespoke Arabic calligraphy etched into their bodies, sit next to vintage Rolls-Royces, paying homage to regal grandeur. These aren't simply cars, they are rolling symbols of Dubai's due identity, its ambitious vision for the future, and its deep cultural pride. Showcasing the adaptability of Dubai's royal vision, the Sheikh's collection also includes military-grade 4x4s, converted for desert driving, proving these vehicles aren't just for cruising the city. They are built to conquer any terrain, from urban streets to wild dunes. There are experimental prototypes, armored beasts, and fully customized creations that will never be sold or replicated. Every car in the Al Maktoum fleet tells a unique story, a tale of mechanical passion, wealth transformed into moving works of art, and a city-state that blurs the line between reality and imagination. This isn't just a royal car collection, it's a nation on wheels. An empire fueled by wealth, power, and innovation. The $300 million 0 cents floating palace. When you're leading a nation like Dubai, your castle doesn't have to sit on land. Sheikh Mohammed believes true luxury knows no boundaries. His own $300 million 0 cents yacht is more than just a vessel. It's a floating mansion, a modern marvel that redefines life at sea. Stretching hundreds of feet, this palace glides through the world's most exclusive waters, from Monaco to the Maldives, offering not just a royal presence, but an entirely unique lifestyle. Equipped with its own private submarine, the Sheikh and his guests can explore the deep blue without ever setting foot on a public beach. This isn't a boat for sightseeing. It's closer to a James Bond film than a cruise. Picture this. You're watching the latest blockbuster, not in some crowded cinema, but under a sky full of stars, lounging in a velvet-lined open-air theater on the deck of a floating palace. And because even in the heart of the Mediterranean, luxury doesn't mean skipping your workout, there's a full squash court ready for action. Every single cabin? Forget rooms. We're talking suites draped in gold accents, Italian marble so smooth it's almost dangerous, and hand-carved wood that whispers old-world craftsmanship. Pure opulence without ever feeling tacky. But here's where it gets next level. Beneath all that beauty is a beast of engineering. We're talking cutting-edge navigation systems, anti-drone defenses to keep prying eyes far away, and climate controls that literally vibe-check the water's mood and adjust accordingly. The engines? Imagine the purr of a high-end sports car. Quiet, powerful, and capable of crossing entire continents without even thinking about refueling. And since royals don't exactly do traffic, there's a helipad on standby for dramatic entrances and stealthy exits. No paparazzi, no tourist stares, just endless horizons and absolute privacy. For the Al Maktoum family, this isn't just a yacht, it's freedom wrapped in gold. It's a boardroom, a sanctuary, and a dream factory all in one, where billion-dollar deals are whispered over the sound of waves hitting gold-plated decks. In a world obsessed with status, this isn't just a ship that sails, it's a ship that rules the seas. They call him Fazza, the adrenaline junkie crown prince who can skydive over skyscrapers, race horses through the desert, and still show up at your local cafe like it's no big deal. But behind the Instagram-worthy shots and jaw-dropping adventures lies the future of Dubai. Sheikh Hamdan bin Mohammed Al Maktoum, and trust me, he's not just here to wear the crown. He's here to redefine it. Born into one of the most powerful royal families on earth, Sheikh Hamdan could have easily spent his life in palaces and private jets. And yes, the luxury is there. Think royal regattas, global travel, and enough horsepower to make a Formula One driver jealous. But Fazza's story? It's so much bigger than that. This is the man who dives headfirst, literally, into challenges. Whether it's climbing mountains, leading charity missions, or standing shoulder to shoulder with frontline workers during the pandemic, Fazza doesn't just talk about change, he lives it. He's launched massive humanitarian programs, championed health initiatives, and poured resources into protecting animals and preserving the planet. It's like he's building a Dubai that's not only richer, but also kinder and greener. And here's the thing. Despite being a global icon with royal blood, Sheikh Hamdan is surprisingly down to earth. Locals have spotted him jogging through the city, grabbing a bite at casual eateries, even popping into neighborhood weddings just to congratulate the bride and groom. That mix of power, humility, and genuine connection is exactly why people love him, not just in the UAE but all over the world. Fazza is more than a crown prince. He's a symbol of a younger, global Dubai, one that blends deep tradition with bold innovation. Athlete, poet, philanthropist, leader. He's proving that royalty in the 21st century isn't about sitting on a throne. It's about running alongside your people, building a future together. And if this is the next generation of the Al Maktoum legacy, the world better keep watching. Because Dubai's story is only getting started. In a world where wealth often builds walls, Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum decided to build bridges. His master plan? Vision 2021. Not just a political blueprint, but a promise. A promise that Dubai wouldn't just scrape the clouds with skyscrapers, it would reach into the future with innovation, education, and a fierce sense of national pride at its core. And here's the twist. Behind Dubai's billion-dollar skyline is a ruling family that's both insanely powerful and surprisingly accessible. The Al Maktoums are worth over $18 billion, 0 cents. Yet you might spot Sheikh Mohammed flipping through books at a local fair, cycling alongside everyday residents, or chatting face-to-face with school kids. This isn't PR. It's intentional. Being real is his leadership style. But Dubai's rise isn't just about steel, glass, and glitter. It's about building a community where people feel like they belong. Vision 2021 wasn't just about GDP growth, it was about people power. Free, world-class education, state-of-the-art hospitals, ambitious housing projects. The Al Maktoum family has turned taking care of their people into a national mission. And generosity? That's not an occasional headline, it's in their DNA. Their charities fund cancer research, care for orphans, and send aid across the globe during disasters. Sheikh Hamdan, the Crown Prince, continues the tradition. From rescuing endangered animals to spearheading health campaigns, giving back isn't a photo op here, it's a way of life. Maybe that's Dubai's real secret. The royals don't hide behind golden gates. They show up, they lead by example, and they prove that true strength comes from unity. By being human first and royal second, the Al Maktoum family turned authority into loyalty in a region where trust can be rare. They're not just the richest family in Dubai, they're its heartbeat. From charity drives in the streets to billion-dollar mega projects that reshape skylines, their influence is everywhere. But peel back the gold, the palaces, the supercars, and you'll find something far more valuable: discipline, vision, and an unshakable promise to their people. And if this inside look at Dubai's royal society caught you off guard, you haven't seen anything yet. Stick around, because the next chapter of this empire is just getting started. Like, share, and subscribe. This is only the beginning.